What's up, everybody? It's Eric, free NBA daily bets. It was my birthday today. The NBA treated me very kindly on my birthday. I'm having a really, really nice day. Just waiting on Phoenix and Utah to finish up. Hopefully, Utah can cover that over hit. It hasn't hit yet, but it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit. This might be the highest scoring game of the year in the NBA. And then I got the under in the San Antonio Portland game. That's looking pretty good. So might be like a 12 unit day for me. Be really, really, really good. Get back into the 30 unit club in the NBA. So, like I said, NBA treated my birthday really, really nicely. So let's move on to Saturday. Saturday, December 14th. It is the NBA Cup Day. So that's awesome. And then before I get into the game, sorry guys, one last thing. Follow all my official bets at Twitter at Easy Money Wins. Again, I'm waiting on two more games to shake out, but probably going to be around 30 units. So the $100 better would be up $3,000 just playing my plays, just blindly. Playing my plays, 100 unit dollar better would be up $3,000 right now. So that's awesome. Okay, on to Saturday, NBA Cup Day. Atlanta Hawks playing the Milwaukee Bucks in Las Vegas. So last year I messed up when I was handicapping these games. I thought these were playing it I thought this game was in Milwaukee last year, but it's not. It's in Las Vegas. So it's a neutral court. Neutral court here. Let's check the depth chart for Atlanta. I think everybody's good to go. Everybody played the other day. I don't know. Did DeAndre Hunter play the other? Yeah, DeAndre Hunter played the other day too. They got DeAndre Hunter probable. Bogdanovich, he's considered probable. Trae Young, also probable. And Jalen Johnson's questionable, but he was questionable last game at New York, and he ended up playing. So I expect all those guys to go. I mean, come on, you don't get to the NBA Cup semifinal with $1 million on the line for each player, pretty much. Like, come on, they're gonna play. They're gonna play, guys. So Atlanta, we know, or if you've been listening to the podcast, you know. They've been in really, really good form. And they're beating, not great teams, not really good, great teams. The best teams in the Eastern Conference minus Boston on the road. They beat Cleveland on the road. They beat Milwaukee Bucks on the road. So the same Milwaukee Bucks team they're playing tomorrow or today, whenever you're listening to this podcast. Sorry, I'm doing this podcast like 11:30 at night on December 13th. So they played December 4th at Milwaukee. That was a really, really, really bad spot for Milwaukee, though. If you guys remember, Milwaukee played the night before in Detroit and clinched the NBA Cup spot. They had to win that game. Milwaukee did in order to get to the NBA Cup knockout round. And they did. And then they came home, even though it was short travel, and they didn't even play a lot of minutes. You know, you win an emotional game like that, and you put yourself up in a good spot to go to the NBA Cup knockout round. It's a letdown spot, and the Atlanta Hawks, they were in a really good spot. So I mean, they took advantage of the situation as they should, and they beat Milwaukee. So obviously Milwaukee's going to have a little extra added motivation there. But the thing with Atlanta, I mean, obviously both teams are going to be have a lot of motivation in this game. But Trae Young already plays with a chip on his shoulder. If you guys know or don't know, the DeJounte Murray situation last year, a lot of people were saying Trae Young is the problem why they weren't winning. They're saying, oh, the team plays better when DeJounte Murray is in there. Well, the team's 14-12 right now, and they've been beating the top talent in the Eastern Conference. So, and on the road, like I've said. So, I mean, Atlanta, I don't know, man. I'm pro Trae Young. I will say that. I think Trae Young doesn't get the credit he deserves, straight up. And maybe Quinn Snyder's finally figuring out. I thought Quinn Snyder was the problem, but I mean 14-12, they're turning it around right now. So that's the Atlanta side of the equation. Winner plays Tuesday night, I believe. So no look ahead, obviously, well rested, kind of playoff type scheduling here for Atlanta and Milwaukee. Let's check Milwaukee's injury report. We got Chris Middleton good. Let's see, Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo are on the injury report. They're both considered probable. They're going to play, guys. Just straight up, they're going to play. So Milwaukee, they're kind of sleepwalking against Orlando the other day, and hats off to Orlando, man. That team, trust me, guys. One thing about Orlando, we will be making money fading them here very, very quickly. Okay, they just played their second game without Franz Wagner and Paulo Banchero, like together. Both of them have been out, and there's going to be good time to fade Orlando coming up. I'm telling you guys, like they're covering too many point spreads right now. Like that, you can't keep doing that. So the time to fade them, it is definitely around the corner. And so Milwaukee, their current form, they've won. Well, they're 2-2 in their last four. I highlighted the Atlanta loss, and they lost at Boston. Then they beat Brooklyn. Then they beat Orlando at home. So both teams healthy, all that jazz. Neutral court. Let's take a look at the line. I think it's -4. -4, -3.5. You take your pick there. There's even a -4.5 or a +4.5 if you like Atlanta. I like Milwaukee here. I do. I think Atlanta, if we really truly dissect Atlanta, really truly dissect them right now, the Knicks are still figuring it out. Like, yes, there's some games where they click and they look amazing, but then there's other games that, we saw, obviously last game against Atlanta, where they're just not clicking. And, they can't put a full 48 minutes together. They're hit or miss with that per game. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. And so last year's Knicks team, like, they were way more consistent. Now they added new players. They're trying to figure stuff out. So Atlanta, with that win, okay, I give them credit. That's still a very good win going up to Madison Square Garden in that environment, getting it done. They got smoked by Denver because they were looking ahead to the knockout round. Then they beat Los Angeles, who the Lakers, they don't look good, and they had to go to overtime with that. And then Milwaukee, that was a bad spot. Pelicans, Hornets is really bad. Like the only good wins out of this stretch that I can give them is Cleveland, and it honestly is just Cleveland. I'll give them some credit at New York, but Cleveland, those are the two wins that are really, really impressive to me. And then before that, they lost 3 in a row, and they were getting smoked by Golden State, Chicago, and Dallas. So is this run a little fluky? I don't think so. You got to give them a little bit of credit, but I think it is a little bit. I don't know what the word is. Overhyped, maybe is the word, or it's not as good as it appears. Okay, like you see, like, wow, they've won 7 games out of their last 8. Wow, they're really turning it around, 14-12. Okay, I think there's some merit to that, but at the same time, I do think it's just a touch out of not within reality. Okay, of what the true worth of this Hawks team is. Now the Bucks have been flexing their muscle. Like, yeah, you can say that, like, hey, they haven't been winning a lot of good games either against top talent as well, and they haven't. But I think there's just too much there in the front court for Milwaukee to kind of control the game defensively and offensively. And like in the fourth quarter, when you need stops and you need buckets, go to the paint. And then they have decent shooting enough outside when it matters. So, and also they were in this same position last year, and they lost to Indiana in the semifinal. So they're returning back to Vegas. They're definitely going on a mission. I think they get it done, guys. I really do. I definitely like first quarter, first half, full game, Milwaukee Bucks, -3.5, -4, whatever it is. Over under is 228. And so last year, these games were flying over. Like, it kind of didn't matter. But this year, I think these teams are playing more intense, or more like Game 7. Because Game 7s historically go under the total trend. It's a very well known thing. And I think the 4 games that we saw in the knockout round, we see that like those teams slowed the game down tremendously, right? And so I kind of do see that again here. I do. So I can't blame you if you bet under 228.5. I can't blame you there. But one thing I do know is if one of these teams shots starts falling a lot, the other team's going to probably start shooting the ball really well too. And I can't for this game. I can't touch the over under. I do lean under 228.5 though. I do. That'd be the only way I could look, just based off how these teams have been playing this year in the NBA Cup. I think there is some weight to that. So let's go to the next game. So I've got Bucks in the championship in the NBA Cup final, and they will face the winner, if I'm correct, against the Rockets and the Thunder. The line is -5.5 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I even see a -6 out there. Over under is at 213.5 or 213. So let's take a look at their injury report really quickly. I think everybody's good to go, but let's take a look real quick here. Dylan Brooks popped up on there. Dylan Brooks is a warrior, though. He stays questionable. Oh, with an illness? Man, that NBA illness, guys. I'm telling you, that NBA illness, man. I don't know what's going on with it. Really don't. So maybe Dylan Brooks doesn't play, guys. Maybe he legitimately doesn't play. Like, if he's too sick to go. Like, people have been getting that illness and not playing. So that's something to monitor there. Something to monitor, both for the under and both for the under and the side, because with Dylan Brooks in there, like, he's very good defensively. He'll slow the game down, and then he can't shoot the ball either. So he's an under player. If he's out, defense probably slacks a little bit, but you probably have some scoring. So I would lean over if he's out. For OKC, they're healthy, completely healthy. And these two teams have played twice already this season. Oklahoma City won the first meeting at home, 126-107 on Friday, November 8th. And then they literally just played on December 1st, Sunday, at Houston. And Houston won 119-116. So both of those scores went way over what this total is right here. Now, both these teams do love to play defense, and both of these teams' last game in the NBA Cup knockout stage went under. And I bet both of those games under. So, like, I got a pretty good pulse on that. But even with that said, I feel like that Houston Golden State game was just kind of an ugly game. I feel like Oklahoma City has a better offensive identity, and I do lean under. So I will start with the under here. The total. I do like over 213.5. And I know that's kind of crazy, but I just think Oklahoma City is going to get to 110 points or 108, and that means we just need Houston to get to like 104. More like 105, 106, somewhere around there. Like 110, 105, I could easily see that being the final score. Like, the Rockets have some advantages too. Like, kind of. I lean it being just a little bit more free in this game. And if we see Oklahoma City Thunder, like their last game, they went 222 last game. Like, they scored 118 points. And like that's what I'm saying. Even though it's kind of like a game 7 mode, I could easily see Oklahoma City putting up 115, like 110 to 115 against Houston. And Houston is a capable offensive team too. If we look at their last couple games, take out the Golden State games, 117, 111, 119, 122, 117. And I know those last two were in overtime games, but before that, 116, 130, 143, 125, 111. Like, Houston's been getting up there too. So even though, like, recency bias, I guess you would say, it would say, hey, these two teams played really, really slow and all that. I actually think that game is a lot of value on the over 213.5. Now, sidewise, I do think Oklahoma City is the cream of the crop. I don't know in the NBA, but they're close, guys. Them in Boston, in my opinion, like, it's very close. So yeah, I definitely like Oklahoma City in this game. I just think offensively they're just going to be able to pull away from Houston, and defensively they're still very good, and they should be able to, create some havoc and all that. And they're a younger team. Well, both these teams are young, but Oklahoma City is a young up and coming team. Like there's just so much team unity with them, and not to say that Houston doesn't have that team unity, but I don't know, guys. I have a feeling like this is Oklahoma City's time to just go ahead and win this cup. Like win something. They haven't really won anything except for like the 1 seed in the division. But no one in the NBA really celebrates division championships. So, they won the 1 seed. They got the playoffs last year and lost in the second round. But it's time. It's time to put a championship for these young guys, and I really think this is their time to do it. So I do lean first quarter, first half, full game, Oklahoma City Thunder. I will most likely be betting them and the Bucks first quarter, first half, full game. And over-unders, I think I'm going to stay off of them, guys. Even though I really like that over 213.5, probably going to stay off of it. So, but yeah, guys, that's it, man. That is it. I appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. Please, please, please leave a like, drop a comment, follow me on social media. It really, really does help me grow what I'm doing. And what I do is give out free winners. Like, I'm sorry, I got to keep saying it. Like, if this is your first time listening, I have over 3,000 documented bets on Twitter, publicly documented. And a lot of people, I don't understand this. A lot of people on Twitter, they don't have in their bio where you can track their plays at. They don't have it, and they don't tell you their record. And they don't tell you how many units they're up. I will never delete that shit, ever. Okay? I was down 40 units in the second week of the NBA season. I kept it on there. It was on my bio. I'm down 40 units. Okay? So, like, when someone told me, like, when you got it, you got it. Like, guys, I got it. Trust me. I got it. When the dust settles, I will be up. Promise you that. Promise you that shit. So, go ahead, follow me on Twitter at EasyMoneyWins. And help me grow my brand, help me grow what I'm doing, giving out free winners. And yeah, guys, that is it. I will see you on the next show.